Although updates have been less frequent during the second half of the year for Grounded, there were a total of 6 in 2021. I look back at all these updates and put together a list of my favorite new additions or changes to the game. In this video, I'll be sharing my top 10. Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss any future videos, and thank you to all my channel members who help keep my channel going and allow me to make videos like this. Let's get started. First on our list and coming in at number 10 is going to be Photo Mode. Photo Mode was added back in March, and what Photo Mode does is it allows you to take pictures in-game exactly as it says. Now, Photo Mode was added in March, but it did get a couple of additional updates. Those updates included additional features in it, as well as allowing it to be used in multiplayer by players that were not the host. So Photo Mode, if you're not familiar, you can access it on mouse and keyboard. It's via the P button. I'm not sure what it is on controller. But once you go into it, you're going to see they have all these features. So you got photo settings, we have a field of view, we have aperture, all these different things if you're familiar with photography. Big things for me are going to be the teen poses. So you can make your teen change poses by just clicking this button right here. You can do all these other things. Hide the teen, hide the armor, hide the weapon. Change the vignette so you can make it darker, you can make it normal, whatever it is. You can make it lighter here along these lines. So there's just a ton of features in here. You can also add filters if that's your thing. So sepia, black and white, different things like that. All these things you can do in the game, which make it easier, especially if you don't have photo editing software. Then the last thing here is going to be time. So it doesn't matter what time of day you take the picture. You can just mess with the time and make it daytime, nighttime, morning time, whatever you want. So you can get that light picture, the dark picture, depending on what you're looking for. Then here we have fog density where you can mess with that, and you can change the sun angle. So you can just change all kinds of things. So photo mode, and also you can do freeform. So you press freeform here. The freeform cam lets you just fly all over the map, so you can get your picture from any angle you want. This just makes making pictures in the game, taking pictures in the game, screenshots, super easy. You can also turn the HUD off, which is amazing. So for me, this comes in at number 10. This was a huge quality of life addition, especially for me, so I can make thumbnails. It's much easier to make thumbnails now. And of course, it's useful for all players who just like to take pictures of their stuff, especially their buildings or anything they're doing in the game, and share it with their friends. Coming in at number 9, this is going to be the first new bug / insect / creature that was added to the game in 2021 on my list. That's going to be fireflies. I love the fact that they added fireflies to the game. As you can see, there's a bunch of them here for some reason. I don't know why they all just spawned in. I'm in a creative world, and I just saw about 20 of them drop in. And they're all walking here in a nice little path. Never seen this before. But adding creatures that are exclusive to nighttime and that have pretty decent resources, I think is pretty cool. They're also passive, so they're neutral. They won't attack you, but if you attack them, they will attack you back. They do have a feature where they will shoot their bioluminescent goop at you, and it will slow you. And of course, if you actually do end up fighting a bunch of them at the same time, they can become dangerous, but typically they're pretty easy to deal with. So fireflies are going to be the first of a few insects that were added to the game in 2021 on my list for Grounded. Coming in at number 8 on our list is going to be an addition that was added to the February update for Grounded, and that's the ability to move place furniture. So prior to that update, wherever you placed a piece of furniture or a chest or anything like that, you just couldn't move it. You were kind of stuck with it. So for people that are building, like to do rearranging, maybe you expanded your house or just wanted to move something closer or somewhere else, you just were stuck with it and had to deconstruct it. Now, you know, in this game, when you deconstruct things, you lose some of the crafting resources. So, for example, if I wanted to move this chair, I would have to deconstruct it. I'm going to lose some of the crafting resources, which means I might have to go out and farm more resources. But now what you can do is you can just relocate it, so you can just pick it up and move it wherever you want. This is super useful if you're expanding your house, if you're just rearranging stuff, and overall, it's just a fantastic quality of life change. It was a long time coming, but it finally happened in October in the Hot and Hazy update, and that is going to be the addition of roly-polies in the game. Specifically right now, they are sickly roly-polies. What we've been told was our current gear would not be good enough to handle these guys if they weren't sickly. So right now they're sickly. In the future, it's supposed to be, I think, once we get better gear. I'm not sure if there's going to be 2 versions or if these guys are just not going to be sickly. These guys are tanks. The first time you fight one, if you don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to get wrecked by them. They are neutral, so they won't attack you unless you attack them first. They just have some crazy mechanics. They will actually just roll up in a ball and heal themselves. They'll roll up in a ball and shoot themselves at you like a cannonball. They can do a ton of damage to you. If you're not wearing decent armor and you take a direct hit, or you're not at full health, there's a good chance they will one-shot you the first time you're fighting them, as they did with me. These guys added, in my opinion, probably one of the coolest looking armors in the game once you defeat them. And I know a lot of people, this is probably going to be on the top of people's lists, so let me know down in the comments below. Are roly-polies your favorite thing added to the game, or was it something else? Coming in at number 6 is going to be another thing from the Hot and Hazy update, which was in October, and that's going to be the update to the picnic table. Prior to this update, the picnic table did exist. You couldn't get onto it without building, and there was nothing on it except for, I think, the magnifying glass that's down there. If it's even, is it still down there? There was a magnifying glass. Now there's glasses over there. Maybe it was glasses. No, I think there was a magnifying glass, if I remember correctly. Now we have the cooler. We got some books up here. We have all these different things. There's paper plates up here that have food on them. There's the Minotaur Maze, which is a board game. You have a human food up here. We have some new insects. So we got the black ants up here, a field station, and a zip line that takes you all the way down to the sandbox, which is also new. We got this lunchbox over here, which has some stuff in it. We got some banana. We got a banana peel over there. We got a soda can up there. There's tons of raw science up here, tons of resources up here. This is one of the best spots to get crow feathers the first time you come up here. Unfortunately, don't respawn, but the update up here, they also added some stuff underneath of it. So let's just drop down real quick. Look down here. Beehive's got tons of bees in it. Underneath the table, you're going to notice that there's also a milk molar bottle down there. Here's the stuff that leads you up to the cooler. So overall, just a ton of cool stuff added over here. Of all the new biomes added into the game or updated during 2021, this was my favorite. Continuing the streak for the Hot and Hazy update, which was in October, is going to be the addition of infected ladybugs. Now, of all the new insects that were added, all the new creatures that were added during the year, this is going to be my favorite. The infected ladybugs are just like little tanks. They will shoot. Now, I'm in creative, so they're not going to attack me. And we'll see if they shoot. They can actually shoot these spores at you. They'll shoot them at other things like aphids, which will destroy grass. So they're kind of like these little mini tanks walking around where they can do range damage to you. And as you can see, the strange spore here that exploded, that's what happens when they shoot these little spores out. If you turn off the haze, they do spread across the backyard. So they're normally not over here under the picnic table, but if you turn off the haze, they will spread over here. These guys, the first time you run into one of these, I'm not going to spoil that for you, but the first time you run into them, this thing is going to be a tank if you're not well equipped. You need decent armor, decent weapon, and you just need to make sure that you don't take damage from them because they will completely wreck you, especially on medium or woe mode. They will completely wreck you. So these are my favorite new insect or creature added to the game. Coming in at number 4 on my list is going to be the smithing station, which allows us to upgrade weapons. This was, of course, added in the most recent update, the Hot and Hazy update in October. What this does is it allows you to upgrade your weapon. So you can basically select any weapon that hasn't been fully upgraded. Every weapon, when you craft it, starts at a level 0. Prior to this update, all weapons had no level. They just had their base stats. Now they start at level 0. You can upgrade them levels 1 through 5 using quartzite shards. Once you get to level 5, you're going to have to pick between going spicy, salty, minty, or mighty upgrade paths using globs that you're going to need to craft in the oven. And you can currently upgrade weapons up to level 7. I love the fact that they've added RPG mechanics to the game like this, where we're upgrading our gear, and I fully expect them to add more stuff like this in the future. Coming in at number 3 is going to be another addition that was added in the Hot and Hazy update in October. This was the addition of milk molars. Going along the lines of the smithing station, where I said they added some RPG mechanics to the game, allowing us to upgrade our character stats as well as upgrade our crafting resource, carrying ability, backpack, basically helping us manage our inventory by increasing the stack size for different things. I really love this addition. This was a huge quality of life addition. It was a completely unexpected addition to the game. Was not on the board, on the feature board at all, although I guess it could have been classified as being under one of the quality of life or additional, one of those things that was kind of a generic thing, but this was a completely unexpected addition. To me, this was my favorite thing from the Hot and Hazy update, and it comes in at number 3 overall on the year. And currently, as you know, they're going to add more milk molars and mega milk molars. There's currently, I think it's like 29 milk molars, which are the white versions, and there's 21 or 22 mega milk molars, which are the gold versions. So with each update coming in the future, they're going to add more of them so that eventually we'll be able to fully upgrade all of our stats. You can upgrade different things like number of mutations, your hunger and thirst burn rate, your max stamina, and your max health. So all things that provide character customization. Also add a level of progression to the game, which I think the game kind of lacked up until the Hot and Hazy update. Really, the game, you kind of played through it, but you didn't really feel like, while you were getting better gear, you didn't feel like your gear was actually, like, you couldn't improve your gear, you couldn't improve your character. And now with the smithing station and the milk molars being added, both of those provide the ability of upgrading ourselves as well as our weapons, which adds a sense of progression as you're playing through the game. Coming in at number 2 on our list is going to be one of the biggest quality of life changes that was added to the game in 2021. And this was added in the February update. That is the ability to craft with materials in nearby storage. So prior to this update, what you would have to have is you'd have to have the things in your inventory. So let's say, for example, I wanted to craft the marksman's cap. I'd have to have the crow feathers, the berry leather, and the silk rope in my inventory. Now with this change, you can just have stuff in nearby chests or baskets. So these chests that are over here would allow me to craft it. They can actually be a little bit further away than that. And most of my bases, I do have them. I have some sitting right next to the workbench, but they're not that close to it. So as long as they're in the general vicinity, you can craft from the workbench or actually in your inventory using things that are in the storage. That is a huge quality of life update, because having to go through, especially if you have maybe 10 or 20 chests or baskets scattered around your base, and having to figure out what's in which ones, even if you have them labeled, there's so many different crafting resources in this game. Having to find all those little things and making sure that you have the exact number in your inventory was a huge pain in the butt. So adding this feature was a fantastic quality of life change. And overall, it's my second most favorite thing added to the game in 2021. Coming in at number 1 as my favorite thing added to Grounded in 2021, this happened all the way back in January 2021. It is that equipped items no longer take up backpack space. So one of my biggest gripes with this game and any survival game in general is inventory management. So being able to not take up backpack space by equipping your armor, for example. So prior to this update, any armor you had, even if you had it on, so we'll just move these over and equip them. Even if you had them on, they were still showing up over here so that they took up 3 backpack spots, which when you only have 30 backpack slots, that's 10% of your inventory taken up just by your armor. Same thing with the Dandelion Tuff and if you had a one-handed weapon and a shield, you're talking about 6 items here that would be taking up 6 out of your 30 slots there. So that's what, a quarter of your slots, so 20% of your slots taken up. So just having these things over here, specifically the armor, was a huge quality of life change. It's probably in my opinion, it was the best thing that they added to the game of all things. Now I know some of you might disagree, but for me, inventory management in survival games is always one of the toughest challenges. And I just think this makes perfect sense, having the armor and anything you have equipped not take up backpack slots, especially when we have such limited backpack slots, so that we can collect more resources, not have to leave things behind, not have to pick and choose as much what we're going to take back as we're coming back from our adventures. Those are my 10 favorite additions or changes to Grounded in 2021. Let me know in the comments what your favorite things were. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.